Yeah, good morning all. Good morning, sir. We are discussing about alternating currents. Alternating current is nothing but in which the direction of the current changes alternatively with equal interval of time. So the alternating current containing in sinusoidal form. So the shape of the alternating current is like this. So that if this is the origin, the alternating current can be written as I is equal to I naught sin omega t, where I naught is the maximum value, omega is the angular frequency. Similarly, alternating voltage also can be written as E is equal to E naught sin omega t. When this alternating current passes through the pure resistance, what happens? When this alternating current passes through the pure inductance, what happens? And when this alternating current passes through the pure conductor, pure capacitor, what happens? We will discuss now. So what is when the alternating current passes through the pure resistance, what happens? Of course, it's really completed. Once again, we will do for this one. So our aim is alternating current that is AC through pure resistance. So we know the symbol of the resistance is this one, whose resistance value is taken as R1. There is an alternating current is required, so that an alternating current source, this is the symbol of the alternating current source, is connected in series, whose voltage, alternating voltage is taken as E is equal to E naught sin omega t, or alternating EMF E is equal to E naught sin omega t. After some time t, instantaneous time t, when the current which is passing through the circuit is I, according to the Ohm's law, the voltage across the resistance is how much? Yes, V is equal to IR. According to that formula, the potential across the resistance is IR. The first case is E is equal to E naught sin omega t. That is the alternating EMF in a circuit. Now what is the alternating current at a time, instantaneous time t we want to calculate? For this purpose, we will use Kirchhoff's second law. What is Kirchhoff's second law? So any closed circuit, that is nothing but Kirchhoff's second law states that in a closed circuit, the sum of the algebraic sum of the EMF is equal to algebraic sum of the potential differences across the resistances. For example, I will observe. This is one battery, this is one more battery, this is one resistance, this is one more resistance, whose EMF is taken as E1, whose EMF is taken as E2. The potential across this resistance, this is R1, this is R2 are resistances. The potential across this resistance is taken as IR1 when current I is passing through the resistance R1, and IR2 is the potential across the resistance R2. According to the Kirchhoff's second law, the sum of the EMF, that is E1 plus E2, because both of them in the same direction, this is also plus, this is also plus. So E1 plus E2 is equal to potential difference across the resistance. So sum of that is IR1 plus IR2. Actually, this is the application of one of the application of Kirchhoff's second law. Now this Kirchhoff's second law applied to the our circuit, that is our closed circuit. Then what happens? There is only one EMF, that is E. So the EMF E is equal to potential difference across the resistance. There is only one resistance whose potential difference is IR. So that E is equal to IR. after application of Kirchhoff's second law. But we know E is equal to how much? E naught sin omega t. So that E naught sin omega t is equal to IR. Our aim is to calculate what is the alternating current in the circuit at a time t. So that current I is equal to E naught by R into sin omega t. So if sin omega t is equal to 1, the current is maximum, that is I naught is equal to E naught by R. So this calculation can be written as I is equal to I naught sin omega t. When we compare these two equations 1 and 2, this is also sin omega t, this is also sin omega t. So that EMF and the current are in the same phase. That is nothing but phase difference is 0. So the vectorically we can denote that this is the EMF is along the x-axis, that is may be taken as OA is the EMF, and the current also in the same direction because within the phase. So this is OB represents the current I naught. So OA and OB are vector notation of alternating current and alternating voltage. And graphically how can see? This is also sinusoidal waveform because sin omega t, and here also sin omega t, that is also sinusoidal waveform. So graphically how can we write? This is the x-axis when we have to take omega t. This is y-axis. Maybe we have to take current or EMF. For the equation of E1, E is equal to E naught sin omega t. So the alternating EMF can be written as like this. Where this equation gives the E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This is the maximum value of alternating voltage E naught. And what about this equation? I is equal to I naught sin omega t. When you compare this I naught value, this is E naught by R. Of course, in most of the cases, the resistance is taking more than 1 ohm. So that E naught is greater than I naught. So that in case, this may be written as like this. So this is I is equal to I naught sin omega t. This is the maximum value of the current. Simple analysis. This is also sine curve. This is also sine curve. So that most of both the two curves are starting from the origin of the system. Now, when this alternating current passing through the pure inductance, what happens? Our aim is to calculate the relation between alternating voltage and alternating current. When this alternating current passing through the pure inductance, what is the symbol of the inductance first? So symbol is just like a spring whose value may be taken as L, that is inductance, self-inductance of the solenoid, self-inductance of the coil. Now there is alternating current which is passing through the self-inductance. So alternating current source is required, that is alternating current source that may be taken as E is equal to E naught sin omega t is the alternating voltage or alternating EMF. Due to this alternating EMF, some current is passing through the circuit at a time t, it is taken as I. Now, when current is passing through the inductance, when this is varying, according to the Faraday's second law, some EMF is induced in the circuit, or some EMF is induced in the coil, that is equal to minus L into dR by dt. That is Faraday's second law, or maybe due to the Newman's law. So this is the one of the EMF, that is E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This is one more EMF, that is minus L into dI by dt. It is nothing but if this is along this direction, this is along this direction. According to Lenz's law, it opposes the original cause. But there is no resistance in the cyclone. Now, when we apply Kirchhoff's second law, what happens? According to Kirchhoff's second law, the sum of the algebraic sum of the total EMF, that is E, that is minus L into dA by dt, is equal to, because algebraic sum of the EMF is equal to algebraic sum of the potential difference across the resistance. There is no resistance in the circuit. If there is no resistance, is nothing but there is no potential. So that E minus L into dA by dt is equal to 0. That is L into dA by dt is equal to capital E. But we know E is equal to how much? E naught sin omega t. So that L into dA by dt is equal to E naught sin omega t. Our aim is to calculate the current I at any instant of time t. For this case, di is equal to, L is came this side, that is E naught by L into sin omega t dt. By integrating this equation, integration di is equal to I E naught by L into integration sin omega t dt minus cos omega t by omega. Of course, this is equal to minus E naught by L omega into cos omega t. Of course, when we see this alternating EMF having sin omega t, alternating current having minus cos omega t. So to compare the phase difference between them, you want to change this cos term into the sin term. That is, I is equal to minus E naught by L omega into sin 90 minus theta. Made of sin 90 minus theta is equal to cos theta. But there is minus. So can be written I is equal to E naught by L omega into sin omega t minus pi by 2. Of course, where is the current is maximum? We know when sin term goes to 1, that is maximum value, then current I is the maximum. So that in this case, if this term goes to 1, that is I naught is equal to E naught by L omega. Now the current I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi. When compare those two equations, equation 1 and 2, the alternating voltage or EMF having sin omega t, alternating current having sin omega t minus pi by 2. So the alternating current lags behind pi by 2 radian of phase. So how can we draw mechanically? So we know E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This is along the x-axis. That is A. That is A. This is point A. This is represents the E naught. This is O. But we know current I is pi by 2 radian lags behind. So this is minus. So it is along the minus y-axis. So this is if they have to take in B. This is I naught. This is the angle pi by 2. If it is plus pi by 2, it is along the positive y-axis. But there is a minus pi by 2, so this is along the negative y-axis. This is the vector representation of the alternating voltage and alternating current. Now, how can we draw graph? How can we draw graph? For this purpose, I want to take this x-axis, we have to take an omega t. On the y-axis, we have to take maybe E or I. We know E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This sin omega t is nothing but it starts at 0. It will have values like this. There is no change in it. This is E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This is the maximum value. How can we draw this? For this purpose, we will go this way. That is, I is equal to minus E naught by L omega cos omega t is nothing but I is equal to minus I naught cos omega t, because E naught by L omega is equal to I naught. Cos, always cos graph starts at cos 0 is 1, am I right? So it starts at here actually. Sine curve starts at 0 along this direction. Cos curve starts at 0 is equal to maximum, that is starts at here. But there is minus. So it starts at minus y axis. So the curve can be written as like this. So this is the maximum current I naught. Of course, minus I naught. This represents the I is equal to minus I naught cos omega t. That graph gives the I is equal to minus I naught cos omega. Of course, if we can write it, I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2. This is the graphical analysis of the alternating voltage and alternating current. So one more time we have to analyze what is this. I naught is equal to E naught by L omega. I is maximum current. According to Ohm's law, we know current is equal to potential by resistance. When compare this one, E naught by L omega. According to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. That is, I is equal to V by R. V is replaced by, that is voltage. This voltage is equal. This is the resistance. L omega is not a resistance actually. But this L omega acts as a resistance to oppose the current which is passing through the inductance. Always we know resistance which opposes the current. So what is the resistance of this inductance? L omega is the resistance of the inductance. So this is called inductive reactance. Inductive reactance, that may be written as XL. L is inductance, X is the reactance, is equal to L omega, whose units are same as resistance, that is omega. Ohms. There is XL. Ohm is the units of the inductive reactance. This is the analysis of the alternating current through your